Big
stuff.
All big.
Let's
start with the biggest.
get into it. Soto to the Yankees. Let's also not forget Trent Grisham was a part of this deal. I feel like all the if you look at any post on social media, it's like, oh, what? Trent Grisham?
It happened last time. Soto comes to the Padres. Who else?
Josh Bell.
Josh Bell?
He was all
sure.
pissed about it too.
Yeah.
I mean,
he has more of a gripe than Trent does. Yeah. But we will miss Trent. Trent was
He's a Gold Glove outfielder, man.
Gold Glove outfield.
Good dude.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Bye.
Same time. Sub Mendoza line for what, like 3 years or something.
Problem is he couldn't hit.
Tough. Get a little thump, but when you're hitting 180 or 190, it's hard to keep you in the starting lineup. But anyways, so we already know enough about Soto. We know enough about Grisham. Let's talk about who the Padres got in return.
From who, Vince? People don't know. I'm just kidding. The Yankees. This has been a long time coming, and it was kind of like, are they going to do it? There was one stall out where they're like, the Padres asking price is too high. And to Preller's credit, it sounds like he didn't budge. He got two of their non-negotiables from the go to be in this trade. So, Vince, break down the haul.
Okay, so we'll start with probably the centerpiece of the deal. That would be Michael King, 28-year-old right-handed pitcher. Bam. He mostly was a relief pitcher for the Yankees. His best year was 2022. He had a 1 whip, which is excellent, by the way. 11.6 Ks per 9 and a 2.29 ERA. And that was out of the bullpen in 2022. So he was one of the best relievers in the game.
Yeah.
2022.
As a 27-year.
And then last year, 2023, he pitched some of the bullpen, but made 9 starts for the Yankees. And in those starts, 2.23 ERA, 51 Ks over 40 and 1/3 innings pitched.
Are we looking at Nick Martinez 2.0?
That's what I was thinking. That's like the first thing I saw, and I was like, "Oh, he splits time, wants to be a starter. Does he get a shot?" It sure seems like it.
He'll get his shot here. I mean, 3 empty spots.
Yeah,
3.
Yeah,
and I love that he's 28.
Yeah,
he's 28. He's within the prime years, 27 to 32, and we have control of him for I think 2 years.
Love that.
Where he won't,
love that.
Oh my gosh, where he won't be getting paid as much as like a full-on signing. He's getting arbitration for the next 2 years.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
That's a perfect fit. That was, I think from Preller's standpoint, that was like a must-have. Like he had to be included in this deal.
Right.
And it fits exactly the need. So yeah, we think he's going to get a real shot as a starter. And then, yeah, like you said, 3 or 4 probably, depending on how things pan out. But that is Michael King. So welcome, San Diego. We also got the other centerpiece of this trade was top prospect, I forget his first name, Thorpe.
Michael Thorpe?
I don't know. Is it Michael Thorpe? Now I feel bad because I don't remember his name. Thorpe. Anyways. Thorpe.
We'll learn.
Hey, it's been like less than 12 hours. So
since it happened, yeah.
Thorpe. Right-handed pitcher. He's 23 years old. This was the kid we had talked about in the other podcast, right? But here's the San Luis Obispo kid.
Drew Thorpe.
Drew Thorpe. There you go.
Michael King. Drew Thorpe. My lord.
Drew Thorpe. Welcome. But yeah, dude. So 139 innings pitched in the minors last year. 14-2. 2.59 ERA. Sub 1 whip. Which is...
That's unbelievable.
Big time.
And over 130 innings pitched. That is a workload. That is a priming you for a big league season workload. He's projected, you said, for 2025.
Yeah, correct.
But with our current state,
dude,
he might get a shot. Spring training will be very telling for him.
Yeah.
But, wow. What a great first year. He won the Minor League Pitcher of the Year award.
Oh, did he?
He did.
Like Snelling. So,
hey.
Right? So he got both?
That'd be pretty sweet.
That's pretty cool.
So a lot to be excited about with him. If he has another good developmental year, we'll obviously see him in 2025.
Yeah.
And more excitingly, he might get a shot now, and you're going to get to see this kid come up and have an opportunity to be something great. And I think that's what we're hoping for out of this trade. I'm jumping a little far ahead here, but, as long as we have some pitching that will stick around here and be solid for us, you already have your cornerstones locked down with Joe Musgrove and Yu Darvish.
Yeah.
If you can get a solid 1 or 2 guy to develop out of this batch, the deal pays for itself to have a solid 1, 2, 3 for the years to come, potentially, and a 4.
Yeah, I love that.
I like that.
And like you said, I think we're going to see a lot of him in spring training for sure. So that'll be something to keep an eye out for Faux show. Also, I'm dumb. I have their names up here on my notes. I just in a different section.
You are dumb. All right, we're 2 out of the 5.
Okay, so we've also got there's 2 more pitchers involved. We've got Johnny Brito, also right-handed pitcher, and I'm gonna throw this out there.
I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, I was gonna say any of like the Mexican food vendors at Petco Park or surrounding areas need to right now. Well, I guess maybe you can wait until he makes the team, or not. But you need to make the Johnny Burrito.
Love it. I'll eat it.
Johnny Burrito.
You had me at burrito.
Yeah, can't not say it. Just had to throw that out there. But anyways, let's get back to the good stuff. Similar kind of hybrid role like King, right? He pitched in 25 games last year for the Yankees, started 13 games, 9-7, 4.48 ERA, 1.22 WHIP, 7.2 Ks per 9. So about league average. You're getting like a league average pitcher, only 25 years old, so still some development probably to come. But, just again, makes sense for what the Padres need.
Not only that, we're talking about being 25 years old and pitching in Yankee Stadium. Mm-hmm. That's not an easy debut place. They'll let you know when you're Garbo.
And it's hitter friendly.
It's hitter friendly. Yeah. So we're taking these guys who have made it to the big league level, which is nice. Yeah. like making it and being able to not poop the bed your first time out.
Taste, yeah.
Yeah. And then they're coming to Petco Park, a notoriously more pitcher friendly ballpark. Mm-hmm. They have something under their belt. It's not nothing. They're not super green, right. And it's exciting. I mean, those were league average numbers, and if he develops, we're obviously not overpaying for him. Yeah. So hopefully Niebla can work some magic and develop some of these young guys to be better than what they were, and we're paying at a low price relative, right? I mean, we don't have Soto, but you're not getting a guy who has been in the league putting up sub-3 ERA numbers for years that you would have inherently had to pay more for. We're getting them early, which is nice, and controllable, which is also nice.
Yep.
Next guy.
So next up on the list is Randy Vasquez, also right-handed pitcher, also 25 years old. Limited sample size in the bigs. He pitched last year for the Yanks in 11 games, 5 starts, 6 relief appearances, 2.87 ERA, 1.27 WHIP, 7.9 Ks per 9. So like on paper, very similar to Brito.
Yeah.
Again, probably just like another league average guy, but still some development to come. So,
yeah, too small of a sample size to be excited or discouraged.
Right.
But you're definitely not bad about it.
Right.
These are young guys that we're getting to hopefully develop and see turn into something. And that's a lot of pitchers to kind of roll the dice on. And we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't dislike any of them.
Yeah.
None of them I'm looking at going, why are we even taking a chance? This is silly.
Right. Right. It's not like some,
Tommy John.
Single A, Tommy John.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the last piece of the puzzle.
Kyle Higashioka. He caught 7 years for the Yankees, these parts of the season. Didn't know that. But he's 33. We're talking defense first catcher. Career, he hit 253 with 647 OPS. So, is what it is. But his biggest thing behind the plate is he's in the 90th percentile of pitch framing. Yeah, I love that. And you had a really good point before the show.
I did. When I was,
I sure did have a good point.
Yeah, you're right. As all of mine are. But when I was looking at this trade, I'm like, okay. At first, I looked at it and thought, good, we got a backup catcher. We were looking for a backup catcher. Campy, as in Camposano, is going to get to take the reins for the first year and have a clear-cut opportunity to be the everyday catcher, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah, exciting.
So I was like, all right, cool. But then I started to think deeper, and I'm like, you know what? We're getting a lot of young pitchers from this Yankee organization, and they've pitched to him.
Yep.
That is going to be a face that they've seen before that gets to come with them to the clubhouse. He's going to be catching bullpens for them.
Yep.
It's going to be a face that's familiar and hopefully comforting to where that's the ad value.
Yep.
He's going to be able to ease them in, usher them in, and help them make this transition in a way that someone that they don't know just can't. Yeah. So, fun little pickup. Again, he's a throw-in. We didn't overpay for him either.
Yeah.
So,
but
I like it.
There was a question mark with the catching, with Gary Sanchez leaving and Nola also leaving and Brett Sullivan just kind of, being that Sullivan. 4, like AAA, 4A kind of guy.
He's a 4A guy.
Yeah. So, yeah, again, just made sense along with the deal. So my last question on the trade then is, so what's your overall take? Are you satisfied with the trade? Are you upset? How are you feeling?
I think there are a lot of different takes that we've seen on social media. I disagree with most of them. Because it doesn't take into account the entire situation. This will not be long-winded, but it needs to be said. Soto and his tenure here, if you're a Padres fan and you're disappointed in it, that's fair. I mean, it is fair to be disappointed to see him go away, because when we got him, you were expecting to see him play well from go.
Yeah.
You were expected the Padres to be in the playoffs every year he was here. You were expecting to potentially extend him.
Yeah.
Almost none of those things came to fruition. When he first got here, he struggled a little bit.
Yeah.
He became a bit rollover heavy. He was always good at getting on base with his walks.
Yep.
Towards the latter end of last year, he ended up putting up insane numbers and was hitting for power and being everything we wanted him to be. So we end last year and we're feeling really good about having Soto.
Yeah.
He's a silver lining to our bad year. And then you're like, all right, we have him for one more year. And then you find out we can't afford him. We can't afford to keep him. We can't afford to extend him. So that puts us in this brand new situation that is so different than where we were when we got him.
Yep.
With that being said, if you're not going to extend him, if you don't think you're going to win a world, you better be sure that he's going to be the missing piece to a World Series run.
Right.
And I don't think that's the case.
Like a for sure thing.
Yes. And I don't think that's where we're at. So what do you got to do? You got to find a way to get the most value you can. Waiting to the deadline.
Yep.
Not smart. We're not going to get any money or anything for him for half a season.
Yep.
So getting rid of him now made sense. I understand why we had to do it. It's not fun to get rid of a guy like that, because I know he's going to go to Yankee Stadium and he's going to ball out.
Dude.
He's going to be great, and it's going to hurt to watch it, because it's like, oh.
It's actually going to be fun to watch him, because Judge,
he'll get prime time.
Gets better, and it's going to be kind of fun.
It works out for the Yankees. The Yankee fan base has every right to be excited, but for us it kind of sucks. That part stings. But we did get a good return. I mean, we addressed a lot of needs in the sense of pitching. Obviously, we're in dire need for that right now.
Yep.
And it also addressed some of the future needs as well, because these are young guys.
Right.
I like that they didn't try and go out and get a slightly above league average pitcher who's established veteran on their staff and sacrifice not getting some extra pieces for the future. So I'm happy with what we got. There's upside. And like I said earlier, if even one of them becomes a dude, like a bona fide dude, and you have Yu Darvish, Joe Musgrove, and player to be named, dude number three, that makes it all worth it, because 1 year of Soto production is not worth having 2 to 5 years of production out of a pitcher that we got in this trade.
Right. Yeah. I think
that's my take.
I think that's a good take, and I agree, because I think overall, when I first saw the trade, I was a little bit disappointed. But then I did the research. Like we said, like, you know, I'm used to when I see all these trades, it's like, oh, you know, they threw in like a single A pitcher with 3 Tommy John surgeries. Yeah. And it's like, well, that's not the case, right? Like you said, these guys are all big league ready, you know, and have potential high upside. So it's like, okay, like you said, one of those 4, like there's a good shot that one of those 4 guys is going to be like a legitimate big league pitcher. So that in itself is exciting. And then, we already talked about Higgy. I would say, like, still, like, the one thing I would still say is, like, it would have been nice to get maybe an outfield piece, especially since you're shipping 2 away. 2. It would have been nice to get at least 1.
Yeah.
But I know it seemed, and it's funny, right? Because the Yankees' top 3 prospects are all outfielders, and good ones at that. But I'm sure they probably had one of those names, right? It's like Spencer Jones, Dominguez, and Pereira, I think, are the top 3, right? And it's like, I'm sure Preller tried to get one of those 3 guys, and I'm sure the Yankees are like, untouchable.
Yeah, not happening. I think the other part, too, where the fan base is a little frustrated is like, okay, so we got all these young pitchers that may work out. It doesn't completely solve our pitching need right now.
Yeah.
And it creates a need in the outfield, because now we need to go find outfielders. So there's no part of it that feels like you can be like, oh, thank God that was solved. Nope. It created more ambiguity of what this roster is going to look like.
Yeah.
But when all is said and done, I think we'll look back at this trade and go, thank God that happened, because now we have so-and-so.
Right.
And
it's just kind of shifting the levels, right? It's like outfield was in a decent spot, pitching was in a bad spot, and now it's just like, whoop.
Yep. Both need a little bit more attention.
Yeah.
And it'll be fun. I think it's going to be fun to see Preller reconstruct this team. It's his last chance to do so.
Yeah.
I mean, this is his go. Like, he needs to make things right the ship. And he's not a bad GM. It's going to take him putting on his big boy pants and figuring this out.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see the new product that will be on the field.
Yeah.
It's sad to see Soto go, though.
It's
not fun.
It is. Right. We can all agree that any team is better off with Juan Soto. But again, with the value situation,
It's not about 1 year
It's
for us.
Exactly.
It's not about 1 year anymore. And they got burned already. I mean, look at Snell and Hader. Had they decided to trade at the trade deadline, imagine what they could have gotten. A lot. Right. I mean, legitimately a lot. Snell was the best starting pitching option on the block, and Hader was the best relief pitcher on the block. They could have taken so much from a team, and they didn't. Yeah. So now you have the same situation coming up where you've got Soto, and you cannot afford to let Snell, Soto, and Hader all go for nothing. They're just going to walk away, and you got nothing to show for it. So I think that also played a part in Soto being shipped off.
Those two guys go, so let's get something.
Fool me once, fool me twice, fool me 3 times.
So